Why did the leader of Najd not proclaim himself as a caliph after the fall of the Ottoman Empire? That is an interesting question. There is no definitive answer to why the leader of Najd, Abdulaziz ibn Saud, did not proclaim himself as a caliph after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, but there are some possible reasons that can be inferred from historical sources and analysis. One reason could be that Ibn Saud did not have the legitimacy or authority to claim the caliphate, which is the religious and political leadership of the entire Muslim world. The caliphate is a highly contested and controversial concept in Islam, and different sects and groups have different criteria and opinions on who can be a caliph and how they should be chosen. Ibn Saud belonged to the Wahhabi movement, which is a strict and puritanical branch of Sunni Islam that rejects many popular practices and traditions that other Muslims follow. The Wahhabis also clashed with the Ottomans, who were the previous caliphs, and attacked and sacked several Ottoman cities and holy sites, such as Mecca, Medina, and Karbala. Therefore, Ibn Saud might have faced opposition and resistance from other Muslim countries and communities, especially the Shiites, who have a different doctrine and history of leadership, if he had declared himself as a caliph. Another reason could be that Ibn Saud was more interested in consolidating his power and expanding his territory in the Arabian Peninsula, rather than pursuing a global or pan-Islamic agenda. Ibn Saud was a pragmatic and ambitious ruler, who used a combination of military force, tribal alliances, religious propaganda, and diplomatic relations to establish his kingdom. He fought against the Hashemites, who were the rivals and descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, and who had declared themselves as the Sharifian Caliphate after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. He also fought against the British, who had influence and interests in the region, and who supported the Hashemites and other Arab nationalists. He also negotiated with the French, who controlled Syria and Lebanon, and with the newly formed Republic of Turkey, which had abolished the Caliphate in 1924. Ibn Saud's main goal was to stay in power and secure his dynasty, rather than to challenge the existing international order or to unify the Muslim world under his rule. A third reason could be that Ibn Saud was aware of the historical and political challenges and risks of claiming the Caliphate, and decided to avoid them. The Caliphate, as an institution, had been in decline and disarray for centuries, and had lost much of its religious and political significance and influence. The Ottoman Empire, which had claimed the Caliphate since the 16th century, was a multi-ethnic and multi-religious empire that faced internal and external threats and pressures from various nationalist and separatist movements, as well as from European colonial powers. The Ottoman Empire eventually collapsed after World War I, and its territories were divided and occupied by the victorious Allies. The Caliphate was abolished by the Turkish Republic in 1924, and the last Ottoman Caliph, Abdülmecid II, was exiled and died in Paris. The attempt to revive the Caliphate by the Sharifian Caliphate, led by Hussein bin Ali, the Sharif of Mecca, also failed, as he was defeated and driven out of Arabia by Ibn Saud, and his sons lost their kingdoms in Iraq and Transjordan to the British. Therefore, Ibn Saud might have realized that claiming the Caliphate would not only be futile, but also dangerous, as it would invite hostility and intervention from other regional and global powers, as well as from other Muslim groups and leaders. These are some of the possible reasons why the leader of Najd did not proclaim himself as a caliph after the fall of the Ottoman Empire.